Hey, Jake's back and he's got his own show. He's on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good morning, Bakers! Baker Mayfield with the dub. How about that? Welcome to Wake and Jake live in the chat. We're on the tube. We're on the Facebook machine. People commenting on my outfit saying I got the dad look. Yeah, I kind of somewhere between dad and guy who stopped having sex like 3 years ago and just kind of settled into this outfit. So good morning. Hope everyone's doing well today. The chat looks excited. I think it's because the New York football teams were hot in the streets yesterday for very different reasons. So let's talk about it. It was a big football weekend pretty much. Baseball stove is still a little chilly. Hoping they kick it off today.
Get some rumors, but...
Rumor mill. Let's get a couple big signings going. Baseball, basketball teams are reporting and stuff, but football was the story this weekend. And the game of the day yesterday, me and BBD had to think about this. I wouldn't say debate a little bit, but which way were we going? I think the story is the New York Jets. It was one of the 1 o'clock games. It was on where I live, because I live in New York, flex. Jets go up. Jamison Crowder, 3-yard tutty pass. Darnold, let's get a win, Jets. Let's get to 1-11, 1 week at a time. Raiders tied up. Darren Waller, huge day from the Raiders tight end. If you don't know who Darren Waller is, get in the know. We talked about him a couple weeks back. He is a beast. Go check him out. Crowder again with the tutty. Waller again with the tutty. Vegas is up 4 points going into the half. Derek Carr rushes it in, and it's kind of like, okay, well, the Jets were in this for a little bit. Raiders are going to run away with it. Jets going Jets. The Jets turn it on, and they actually looked good for like a quarter of football, which I think Jets fans have been begging for. Sam Darnold rushes it in. They get the 2-point conversion. Ty Johnson, huge rushing touchdown, puts the Jets up 28-24 with 5:34 left. Raiders are driving. They get help from a couple penalties, couple calls. They turn it over with about a minute left, couple timeouts. Jets are pretty much going to run it out. They punt it. And BBD, I will go to the play-by-play, which I normally don't do. So we've got 35 seconds left. Carr to Waller for 15 yards. Sure. Chew up some clock. Who cares? Carr spikes it. 19 seconds left. Carr, incomplete pass to Aguilar. How about that? Sure. Jets, where are we? We're at the 46-yard line. You know, we've seen this play out on a football field many times. You know, drop a bunch of guys, send 3 or 4, and, you know, there's going to be a Hail Mary, and just bat it down. Don't let anything crazy happen. No. The Jets blitz the house. 7 guys coming at Carr. So they pick up the blitz. Carr steps up, lobs it downfield to Henry Ruggs, the speedy Rooks, who had a bad fumble earlier in the game. Caught basically wide open. Touchdown Raiders, 5 seconds left. Raiders go up. Jets end up getting a Hail Mary chance. It's not really close, but the Raiders win 31-28. The story here that has been a recurring story, and we've got it going live on the YouTube and the Facebook right now. I mean, it's It's unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like it on a football field. The stats came out that there had been 250 plays in NFL history that have been, 20 seconds or left. Basically saying anytime there's going to be a Hail Mary thrown. They said this is the first time that 7 rushers have been sent to the pass. The first time ever. Ever. Since they've been tracking it. If you've been following Wake and Jake, which you should, we've been saying, why does Adam Gase have a job? Is it full on for the tank? Are they scared that if they fire him, they might start winning games? What's going on? I am in disbelief. I really am. I really am. Is this a full-on tank? Like, when it comes out in 3 years, and, if Gase somehow makes it through the season, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't get it. I don't get how he still has a job. Like, everybody does these coaching things, and there's not enough African-American coaches, and there's not enough, how come we're not using new coaches? I have no idea why Adam Gase is still employed.
There's been, 4 coaches fired during this season. None of them are Adam Gase.
None of them are Adam Gase, and Adam Gase has been worse.
The worst.
Worse
not just by record. You can have a winless team and not be the worst coach. You're probably a bad coach, but
I just don't know. I mean, it feels like an absolute failure of an organization. I feel bad for Jets fans. Got a lot of Jets buddies. Been to a lot of Jets games.
To be fair, a lot of them did want to lose yesterday. It's fine for the fans to want to lose, but the team losing that way, and it seems like it was on purpose.
I don't know. It's
the craziest part about that last play, because right before they got kind of that same playoff, and the Jets didn't have enough people back, and Aguilar was all alone. He overthrew him by not that much. It wasn't an awful throw, but overthrew him.
But Aguilar was open in the end zone.
There was a chance. There was a play on it.
Which, I don't know. I'm interested when the story comes out in a couple years, because this is seemingly unbelievable. And I mean, the whole thing, they were talking about Greg Williams and how respected he is around the league, which, by the way, respected's not the right word. This is the guy who did Bountygate. He's just been a coach for a long time. It's the guy who did Bountygate. It's Adam Gase. He's lying about the play. I just don't understand. Raiders essentially win on Hail Mary. I guess they got 2 free Hail Mary attempts, which has never happened before. Unbelievable. So I'm excited in a couple years when the story comes out that the Jets were tanking for Trevor Lawrence, and that's the only way they could save their franchise. Man, I am now rooting for Trevor Lawrence. As I apologize to my Jets friends, I hope Trevor Lawrence doesn't go there. I hope he demands a trade, or he says he's not going, or whatever. Sorry to my Jets fans. And another seed, which, hey, maybe when we talk about the comments later, this is kind of what I'm looking for. The whole Sam Darnold thing. A lot of very smart football people have been hot on Sam Darnold since he came out. And there's been some weird stuff. He got the kissing disease. He got mono. He's been with Gase. He's really young for an NFL quarterback. I think he's still younger than a lot of guys coming out. So there's still some hope there. He's the youngest
QB in the class, I think.
By far. And I just don't know. Tell me the quarterback that's done as much kind of bad as Sam Darnold and then turned it around. Because I don't know if there's a big example out there. It might be Tannehill if he keeps going.
But he's had to change teams and stuff for it to happen.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, this Darnold thing with New York seems over. And I guess what I was telling myself, I was like, there's no way if Darnold ends up on another team that I'm going to think he's going to turn around, except one team, the New England Patriots. And if he somehow ends up there, Sam Darnold on the Pats with Belichick, and I mean, wouldn't it be perfect? The Jets tank for Lawrence. Maybe they get him, maybe they don't. Somehow, if Darnold could get to Bill, and he's supposedly got all the talent, and he's got a coaching system, and Josh McDaniels and everything, I am rooting for it. So that's one of those weird baseball deep cuts. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to track Darnold's career as he goes. I guess now I'm rooting for him more to escape jet life Stadium. God, disgusting.
And the rest of the year they have Seahawks, who just lost to the Giants, so presumably they're going to win anymore. The Jets are going to lose anyway. But Seahawks, Rams, Browns, Patriots to end the year. They could win that Patriots game if they don't care anymore, I guess. Which would be hilarious if the Jags keep losing.
Oh, yeah.
And they win that Patriots game because Belichick loses it on purpose.
Oh, I like
and
that.
They don't get Trevor Lawrence.
The double L.
Because I believe they... And I don't fully know how the tiebreakers work for the draft.
Sure.
I believe the Jets played an easier schedule than the Jaguars, and they're the only two teams that are really in contention for number one. So they aren't going to have any of the tiebreakers. They need to go winless to guarantee it. Basically, it'd be hilarious if that's how it shakes out.
It's incredible. Whenever you hear people talk about tanking because it's gotten more popular in baseball and it's happened in every sport, just it hasn't been labeled tanking for years. I haven't seen this because the whole thing is, as a general manager, if you're going to tank, you put guys out there. They might not be the best guys, but you're supposed to still be putting the players in the best position, and I feel bad for those defensive backs, and I feel bad for that defense.
And it's crazy because it's not like it's the first year with this group where they are being told what to do from the front office, and it's like, yeah, you're going to build this team. We need you to be bad this year. Even then, they're still calling objectively the wrong plays.
It's insane.
Well, it's one thing if you're losing on purpose by prioritizing younger guys or whatever.
How about this? When the press conferences start rolling today, tomorrow, how can they explain Adam Gase having a job? I have no idea. Excited. Jets pressers and games might be must watch from here on out for all the wrong reasons. So, sorry to my Jets fans. Maybe not. I guess you guys do want to lose at this point, but I mean, to do it like that, it was unbelievable. And so unfortunately, I think that's the game of the night. No. Let's churn through the rest of the football, BBD. The other New York team trending the opposite direction. But let's go through it all. Saints beat the Falcons 21-16. Kind of an ugly game. Taysom Hill gets another win. Good for him. I don't think it's the best quarterbacking, but he's getting wins, which, again...
Didn't he technically get his first passing touchdown?
Yeah.
Which was a surprise. I didn't know that.
He had a couple passing touchdowns. Yeah, I think there was some fun stat that his last passing touchdown was when he was at BYU. So there was a lot of fun ways to shake that. The Saints are a really good football team. Breeze is supposed to come back soon. He hurt all of his ribs. I saw a tweet about that this weekend. 8 of them had fractures. I think it was Big Cat who was if I had to guess how many ribs a human has, it wasn't that many. Which was a pretty good tweet. Saints win. Falcons stink. This next game, holy smokes. The Lions and the Bears. The Bears had kind of a commanding lead throughout this game. I gave Mitch Trubisky a fantasy start this weekend because he thought he'd get a rushing touchdown. He did not. He did blow the game. The Bears were in control this whole time. They start burning the clock. They also... God... I know being an NFL coach isn't easy, but some of these guys also make it harder than it is. They do some pathetic play calling and then strip, fumble. They blow the game. The Lions win 34-30. Marvin Jones with the big game. David Montgomery had 2 touchdowns. Bears, oh my God, if they won that game, Mitch had looked better, things are going. No, they blow it. Mitch is still a disaster. It sucks. Browns 41, Titans 35. Cleveland was up 38-7 at the half. Holy smokes, Baker Mayfield QB1. Mostly that running game too. This was supposed to be the running game. Derrick Henry versus Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Rashard Higgins with the 95 yards and a tutty. Donovan People-Jones with the long touchdown. Titans snuck back into this game. The final's 41-35. Good for the Browns. The 9-3 Cleveland Browns, people. Bro of the night last week, Kevin Stefanski. Dolphins 19, Bengals 7. Ugly game. Tua comes back, gets the start. Does okay. They should have won that game by more, I guess, but whatever.
Felt like the first good final Tua stat line.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at all of them.
For a full game, I think the most impressive thing, and Beavers, I might have you check this, I think Tua on the season is 7 touchdowns, no picks. So Tua's kind of figuring it out, and these Dolphins are winning football games. Another game that just seemed like it went on forever yesterday, the Vikings and the Jaguars. Goes into overtime. The Vikings couldn't get it going at first. They figure it out. They let the Jags tie it up. Justin Jefferson, that might be a name you have to know. He is a stud. He's been lighting it up. Rookie from LSU, 9 catches, 121 and a tutty. Kirk, he's been lighting it up. 3 touchdown game. He's been having huge weeks. Dalvin, 120 yards. They missed a field goal in overtime, and then they get the field goal in overtime. Felt like this was a 7-hour football game and couldn't have been fun. Colts beat the Texans. I think that game was a fun first half, and then it kind of shut down in the second half. But Colts keep winning. Frank Reich is the Colts head coach. I want you guys to remember that for later in the show. Colts racking up dubs. Speaking of, the Rams beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are skidding, man. They were hot in the streets. Cliff Kingsbury getting a lot of love. Kyler, they're on a skid now. Goff God, 351 and a touchdown. Robert Woods, 10 catches. Cam Akers, 72 and a score. Rams win, 38-28. The other New York football game. BBD's wearing his Plaxico jersey. Like that a lot. The G-Men win 17-12 over the Seahawks in the great upper Northwest. Wayne Gallman, $135 on the ground, workhorsing it. He's looked great in recent weeks. Alfred Morris from the grave scored his first touchdown since 2016, I think, or 2017.
Like 17.
And then, Beavers, I saw you like my tweet. Alfred Morris reminds everyone he's got a touchdown celebration. He does the home run swing. When he did it, it was like, oh, yeah. I just haven't seen that.
Yeah, the signature thing.
I just haven't seen that in 4 years. Alfred Morris, 2 touchdowns. Colt McCoy survives. He looked really good first drive until ball off Ingram's hand, tip 6, and it was like, okay, are they going to blow this? This game was 5-0 at the half. So really nice second half by the G-Men. DK Metcalf, 5 for 80. Chris Carson, 110 total. And a big baby David note at the end. Both punters named Dixon. D-I-X-O-N and Dick, and son. So that's pretty huge. But the Giants win. 5-7, first place. They keep it rolling. They beat a playoff team on the road. People are excited about the New York Giants, and that's fun. Packers roll 30-16. Aaron Rodgers, another 3 touchdowns, 295. Aaron Jones saved my buddies and a lot of people in Vegas with a late run because the Eagles started coming back, led by Jalen Hurts. Wentz finally gets benched. About time, man. He's just been so bad. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Devontae Adams is a stud. 10, 121, 2 tutties. His 1 touchdown was mean. It's just like a wide receiver screen, one-on-one. He bullied a guy. In the conversation for one of the best wide receivers in the league. Who's the best wide receiver in the league, BBD? Hopkins? Devontae?
I don't know. There's actually, I think 6 guys you could say.
You're right.
And those 2.
It's a really fun convo.
DK,
yeah, Michael Thomas was supposed to be the guy, and he's stunk this year.
He fell out of it,
but he hasn't been with Breeze.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing with wide receivers, because, I mean, if you start pairing these guys with different dudes, I'm sure their stats would look better.
Hill.
Everyone comes back to, Julio, but he's, I don't know, he kind of has
the weird
done
red
it
zone thing. It's
yeah.
How is he bad in the red zone?
Tyreek, but it's with Mahomes, so does any of it count?
Bad guy.
Packers win 30-16. Yeah, Eagles and Jalen Hurts almost broke a lot of wallets yesterday. And Aaron Jones saved my buddies from stopping gambling forever. Pats 45, Chargers 0. I think this means, because the whole thing going into this was Herbert, he's a rookie, and I think rookies against Belichick are like 0 for life or something like that. It's crazy. The stat is crazy. And the fact that Herbert's been playing so good, they shut him out 45-0. Watch out for the Patriots. Watch out for the Patriots. They're starting to win games. That's all I'm saying. And then the night game, my Broncos, they give the Chiefs a fight. The Chiefs looked like they were doing their D- game plan. Like they almost weren't opening up the playbook. They end up winning 22-16. The Tyreek Hill touchdown, not touchdown, is kind of insane. If you didn't see it, I mean, it's, pass deflected, ball tips up, 2 guys fall in the end zone, but the ball lands on Tyreek Hill, never hit the ground. And so nobody knew. Tyreek Hill didn't know. The refs called it incomplete. And then the first time they showed the replay, it's obvious. But they already punted. So, again,
already did the next thing.
People in Vegas having a weird time with that. Chiefs win 22-16. The Broncos were in it, but it was also, were they really? So, I don't know. It was fun to watch a Broncos game. They had a quarterback again, so that's fun. But yeah, that's kind of the football recap. BBD, what did I miss? What needs to be driven home harder?
Well, it's like the first time a wide receiver didn't pop up saying, "I caught the ball."
Right?
I mean, he probably thought it hit the ground, too.
Yeah.
Have you gotten, a quote from him about that play, or a quote from anybody? I didn't look at it.
I don't know.
I can confirm the Tua 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, so that's cool. And no fumbles either. Looking at that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Giants, but I've got it ready for Bro of the Night.
Yeah.
So I'll save some of those thoughts, some other stuff. Cardinals, they got the Giants next week, and they're not looking so good the last couple weeks.
Yeah, man. The Giants. I don't know if it's and I wish I had the stones to tweet it, but there was a feeling in the streets of New York yesterday that the Giants were going to do something. Colt McCoy, the veteran backup, talk about him a little bit. And they had momentum. I don't know. Good for the G-men. I'm trying to think what else sticks out. The Rams, Goff, maybe figuring it back out. Vikings, what are you doing? The weird playoff format. Did you see Kornacki?
I saw that he was doing it. It was right after we did Talking Knicks last night.
Yeah.
Check that out. Just went out. And I didn't have the volume on, but I just saw him there. Took a picture just for myself.
It was kind of awkward. It was. I get what they were going for. Yeah. They kind of need to let him go a little more. But yeah, they got the whole new playoff format. That's still the 1 seed is the only team that gets the bye. I keep forgetting that. Yeah. There's an extra team in. I think the Vikings are now in, and Kirk's been twirling it, and Dalvin's a stud. So NFL doing fun things. Not an incredible weekend, but it was a football Sunday.
I don't know. A lot of the games were good and close. When I was looking this morning, I was surprised by just how many of them. I was like, wow, that was a good game.
I guess there's not the premier game that jumps out. But, I mean, a couple Monday Night Football games, so we'll talk about that a little bit. I think that's it. BBD, what else in the sports world? I mean, I saw you had Chris Young hired as the Rangers GM. Exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He was in the more interesting part about it is the Mets were in on him.
Yeah.
I think wanted him.
And he turned them down.
He basically turned them down. He's from the Dallas area, I think.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Because I know he at one point, I don't remember exactly what it was, but somebody had a tweet about how he turned down the Mets to go to one of the Texas teams or something to be closer to home. I think while he played. He
played there and stuff, and
it's because
I don't know. He's really tall. Really tall. I think he's 6'10".
Yeah.
Played basketball and baseball at Princeton. Cool, dude. Make the Rangers better because they stink right now.
Eat
that's your baseball update. Let's get some signings going. Basketball teams are starting to report. James Harden. BBD, you have the scoop on this.
Oh, he could end up on the Warriors, and that's going to be pretty brutal.
Well, you knew where he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was at like little baby's birthday party, I think like 2 or 3 days ago. And now 3 days ago. On the day 2 days ago. I don't know why they didn't just spin it as they were being COVID safe because he was like with somebody else.
No. So yeah, that's your basketball news. Teams are reporting they're really nothing big there. Last time we saw you, we did the Russ Westbrook trade. Blah blah blah. Russ Westbrook. John Wall. John Wall reported to camp.
They put together.
There's news.
Shocker! The video the Rockets put out of him, he looked really good.
Yeah, cool. The other sports kind of in a mini hiatus. Hope the baseball hot stove goes. NBA should be here soon.
Oh,
hockey.
The college basketball over the weekend.
Yeah,
got the Gonzaga Baylor game, which was gonna be, I was gonna try to watch.
Yeah, me too.
And then they got a bunch of positives.
UConn got canceled too. Yeah, college basketball is gonna be ugly season this year. All right, good stuff. We got a lot of people in here today. Sports, baby. Sports. Let's do it. That brings us to the comment of the day. BBD, we ask the people in the chat, in the YouTube, on the Facebook, leave a comment. Leave something about sports. Leave that Darnold example I was talking about before. Like, if Darnold goes to the Patriots, I'm all in on Sam Darnold. And what I ask you guys to do is bake the algorithm. Every comment, every like, hit the like button, whether you're here, Facebook, podcast app, and I promise the people, BBD, if they got the podcast up over 250, I would read the reviews. We are at 258. Bang. A couple reviews. The Evan Phillips, he was wearing a Jake for Commissioner shirt this weekend. Add swag. Good to see AOC in the chat. He said best sports pod ever. I agree. Don't sleep on the Tigers. My guy Ray, if you remember from before this baseball season, Ray reached out to not sleep on the Tigers. We mocked him a little bit. The Tigers were good for the first couple weeks. Then they fell apart. Said, love what you guys do. Too much sleeping on the Tigers, though. Love that. You told the Bakers to get you to 250. A-Rod MVP. Go Brewers. Go Bucks. Go Wisconsin. I want to hear Jake say all of those things. Okay, Sam, you got it. I wake and then I Jake. Hi, Jake. Hi, BBD. COVID is hot in the streets. Masked up by Drew Buck. Watching Baggage comment. Ad. Go check out Watching Baggage. Watching Baggage is starting to get the views up. Watching Baggage is one of the sillier things we do. Very popular couples show. If you have a significant other that would never watch me, Jimmy, talk baseball or be losers in whatever other way we do it, try an episode of Watching Baggage. Good date night. And Colin Walker said, legit, great part of my day. So thank you, guys. You got us over the hump. Leave a comment wherever you are. YouTube, Facebook, podcast app. Let's talk sports or call us hot. Either way. And that brings us to our fake final segment of the show, the Bro of the Night Award. The Bro of the Night Award doesn't always go to the best performance. It usually goes to a standout. Sometimes we spin it. The Bruh of the Night, which BBD did on his initial Bro of the Night and took me by surprise, but I love that. Love that hustle out of him. I'm doing a little double down because I know yours, BBD, so I'm going to make my first one quick. Colt McCoy gets the win for the Giants, and I think it was his first win as a starting quarterback since 2014.
Think so.
And by the way, if you're not sure, that's 6 years ago. So Colt McCoy, he gets the start. He didn't look great. He didn't look terrible, though. I mean, how many times do you see a quarterback step into a game and they look terrible? Colt McCoy was ready to go. He looked solid. He did what they needed to do. They beat the Seahawks. Is the Giants' defense really good? Yeah, but play to that. And the running game worked well. But they were able to pass it enough. Colt McCoy, man, the Talking Giants guys were having so much fun posting old pictures when he was at Texas. And Man, the NFL has this crazy thing where if you can survive long enough, you just become smart enough at age like 33. If you're a quarterback and you can stay in the league till age 33, you can stay until you're 43. We saw it with the McCown brothers. Like, if you can just be good enough, I don't know if the game slows down or if you're just smarter than everyone on the field, but Colt McCoy was good enough. The one pick, his throw could have been a little better. It went off.
It wasn't a good
hand.
throw, but
it was a combination. The defender was there and hitting room, so like it happened. They win, they dominate, so good for him. And then I'm gonna give out a partial bruh, and it's not to Carson Wentz, who got benched. It's to his coach Doug Peterson. I think Carson Wentz should have been benched earlier. I don't love Wentz. I know he had that MVP type season, then he gets hurt. Foles brings the team to the championship, blah, blah, blah. I think he's very talented. It was clear, weeks ago that he was broken, and you have Jalen Hurts, and I think I heard Teddy Bruschi say it best, like, bench him and know that you're not breaking him. Like, by letting him do what he's been doing on the field, you're breaking him more. Let him, step away, see another man playing what's supposed to be his job, and be like, okay, I got to figure it out. And they hadn't done that. They put Hurts in, and it's the best the Eagles have looked in weeks, if not this year. And the other thing is, I mentioned Frank Reich before. He's the guy that's been leading Indianapolis. He was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles that had Wentz looking good. Since he's been gone, the Eagles have kind of stunk. So you start wondering, Doug Peterson was supposed to be the genius and Philly special and all that. He didn't call the Philly special. Nick Foles, everyone saw that video. If you're a sports fan, Nick Foles suggested it. And Peterson was like, yeah, okay.
Run it.
So, your shine can wear off pretty quickly in any pro sports. And Doug Peterson, man, he's gone from guru to trash pretty quick. A little bruh of the night for Doug Peterson, because if you start putting the clues together, Frank Reich, Carson, the team sucked, blah, blah, blah. And good for Colt McCoy. So those are my bruh and bruh of the night, BBD.
Well done, Jake.
Thank you.
Giving my bro of the night, I'm giving it to Leonard Williams because he's just been an absolute beast all year. Got 2.5 sacks yesterday. Everyone...
Was that him with the tongue vid yesterday?
Yeah. Right at the end there?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Like everyone all off season, it was like, he's good, but it was a dumb trade they did for 8 games of him before free agency, and he's not going to be worth whatever long-term contract you're going to give him. And now a year later, he is going to be worth whatever contract they give him. They have to keep that guy.
Former Jets great,
He's been
by the
awesome.
way.
Awesome. And I like having the opportunity to shout out defensive players, especially ones that are on my team where I can be biased.
Yeah. In
reality, the bro of the night should be Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, but we don't tell people he's good.
Right.
That's the rule.
Ooh, and that's smart because you don't want him to leave.
Yeah. I had dark thoughts about him leaving yesterday. I was like, holy shit! They're gonna have him for 1 year. He did all this. They have 6 Pro Bowlers when we thought there was nobody that good.
He's got Jabril Peppers playing great.
They've lost all their edge rushers. They have a bunch of 7th round picks contributing.
Coughlin or whatever his name
Carter
was.
Coughlin has been
He was killing it.
Very useful.
He was killing it. Yeah. So
we need to keep that guy.
We
awesome.
Sometimes we want to shy away from the New York stuff. All this started with a Yankees podcast. I think the New York football teams were both hot in the streets for very different reasons yesterday. The Jets being a disaster, and the Giants, man. Who do they play next?
Cardinals.
They play the Cardinals, who are sliding, and
They need a win though
in the Meadowlands, right?
I think so.
That should be a good football game.
Triple check.
That'll be a good football game. And now it's they got momentum, and the team believes in Joe Judge, and Daniel Jones rested up that hamstring this week, and the running game looks great. The Giants on the NFC East was a joke. I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants, land at 500, which again, not great.
Yeah.
But
they're benefiting from the rest of the division being bad. They were 1-7 at one point.
They were 1-7. So wow, have they won 4 straight?
4 straight. I think this is the first win against a 500 team.
It's been this weird NFL
Building.
thing that I've just rinsed and said for years and didn't really understand why. The NFL, for some reason, goes in 4-week swings. And I think that's the perfect example. So, hey, the Giants could also have another bad 4-week swing.
They're 5-2 over their last 7.
I like
the way
that.
Pennick phrased it. It's like, okay, yeah, include a couple losses in there. It
I
sounds
like
a lot
that.
better.
I like that. Good stuff, BBD. The Giants' defense is very for real. And I think if the playoffs started today, the Giants would host the Seahawks. So that's kind of one of those fun things in sports. It's definitely going to change a lot by then. Man, if Danny Jones can get it going and that offense can click a little more, they are a playoff team.
Yeah.
They are a playoff team.
Their last 4 games, home against Arizona, home against Cleveland, at Baltimore, home against Dallas. Win the Dallas game.
Yeah.
I guess easier said than done. They lost to them once already this year. But the Giants are a different team now.
Yeah.
And maybe
So are the Cowboys.
Dallas is too. Giants
Yeah.
made that happen.
Yeah.
And now they got this Seahawks game. You thought, okay, you definitely have to win the Dallas game and win one of these others, and you feel pretty good about the playoff chances because everyone in the division is playing good teams the rest of the way, basically. And like, hey, now you can steal Arizona and Cleveland, but if you get losses, it's not the end of the world because they already got this one of these wins. You got to get these.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We did that last episode. So, good stuff. Right now, the Saints and the Steelers are the 1 seeds that would have buys. Packers look like they're a game back behind the Saints. Chiefs are a game back behind the Steelers. And then right now, your fringe teams, right now, the Raiders and Ravens and Patriots are right outside the AFC picture. The Cardinals, the Niners, that's kind of it in the NFC, if we're being honest. Vikings are in right now at 6-6. So there'll still be some sorting. The Dolphins are 8-4, man. It's interested to see how the next 4 go for the NFL. Ain't that it? All right, BBD, we'll wrap it up with what we're watching tonight. A Monday Night Football double dip. How about it? The Washington football team and the Steelers at 5 p.m., your happy hour game. Bills-Niners late night. We'll be watching that. BBD, you also, there's a Tuesday night? Oh, my God.
It's a double dip, and I found the daily double.
Daily double noise. How about that? Ready to go. You got some college basketball on here, BBD? What else, man?
Big college basketball Tuesday coming. All 3 of these games are on ESPN, so you can just park it there.
Okay.
So I guess ESPN gets a free ad from me.
Ad.
But Creighton and Kansas are at 5. UNC and Iowa are at 7:30. Illinois and Duke are at 9:30. And all 6 of those teams are in the top 25.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Those were all like the ranked versus ranked.
That's a good, how about that? That'll be our thing. If you've been wondering how you're going to dip into this college basketball season, tomorrow night you can watch 6 ranked team play, and then you can basically make up your mind off those teams off of 1 game. And that's sports.
I think there was a Wednesday game that I might as well mention.
Wednesday
Michigan
game.
State and Virginia is Wednesday.
Sure.
We won't have an episode between them.
Tough defense.
So check
on
that out.
What's that, Jim? We're about to finish. What do you want to tell the people? Yeah, there's a doodle in here. What? I'm about to say bye. What do you want to say?
Bye as well.
Jimmy O'Brien, a.k.a. Jomboy on the internet, says bye. Guys, we have a ton of stuff across the network today. Talking Giants, if you like winners. Talking Yanks. Talking Nets. Talking Knicks. Morning was out. Saw a couple of you morning folks in there. Go check that out. Pinstripe Strong. Jomboy Jake TV, I told you. Baggage. We got other stuff. The Guts episode from the other day. Yeah. We got content. We got content. We got content. Thank you guys.
Talking Yanks coming later today.
Fake the algorithm. You're all beautiful. I love you. Kiss yourselves in the mirror like A-Rod.